It is just after 8 o'clock on this Fat Tuesday evening. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, joined alongside Matthew Morgan, and we are here tracking another possible tornado. And this is going to be one that's affecting George County, Mississippi at the moment, coming into Mobile County shortly, which is why we are going live, as Mobile County is one of our counties that we cover. And so we are about to go live over on Facebook once I get the configuration done properly. The software that we use to stream actually has a bug right now, and so I have to manually do a configuration every time we go live. But all right, we're now up. So Matt, I'm going to start this and I'll bring you the mouse back in just a moment, and I'll probably spend most of the time in this one in the box. All right, we are just after 8 o'clock. Can you tilt that where I can see it, please, sir? Thank you. There we go, that's perfect, thanks. And then you can swivel it back when I go live in just a second. All right, for those of you joining us on YouTube, George County is here. This is Mobile County. Possible tornado is here. This is US Highway 98, about to cross 98 near Big Creek Lake in Wilmer. We're going live on Facebook in just a moment. In about 3 seconds.
Live from Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
Got a new tornado warning until 8:30 for northern Mobile County. Possible tornado is now in George County, Mississippi, about to cross US Highway 98 and come into southwest Alabama. This is a new separate tornado warning, different from the ones that we had earlier, and this is quickly going to be an issue for northern Mobile County. At the moment, this is going to pass north of the city of Mobile. So there is no danger for Pritchard, campus of the University of South Alabama, or Mobile. This is specifically going to be out here in the northern part of Mobile County, Alabama. And this is going to be a brief spin-up tornado. And so we're looking at this situation in George County, Mississippi. Possible tornado passing to the southeast of Lucedale, coming out towards 98. This is going to cross 98, cross the state line, and come into western Mobile County, Alabama. And this tornado warning is on the board until 8:30 p.m. So tell you what, let me get in the box and we'll kind of tell you exactly who is involved in this brand new tornado warning that's now on the board until 8:30 p.m. So we're watching this new tornado, and this thing has really wrapped up over the last few moments. Yeah, and there it is. That is a brief tornado right there, about to cross US Highway 98. And so very little doubt that this line of storms could be producing a brief tornado imminently. So the first thing we need to do is tell you exactly who is involved in this possible tornado, or excuse me, who's involved in the tornado warning, I should say. And let's show you where this originated. It's originated back in Mississippi. And if I call you out, you're involved in this new tornado warning, and you need to be taking shelter now, right now, don't wait. Wilmer, areas near Big Creek Lake, Moffattville, also areas near, I believe Sims is out of the polygon. Yeah, there's Sims outside of the polygon to the south. Chinchula is also involved, all right? You've also got areas near Millertown and Georgetown. There's Georgetown right in the middle of your screen. Georgetown is in. So if you're at Georgetown, you need to be taking shelter. Same thing at Gulfcrest and Turnerville. You are involved in this possible tornado situation that is a tornado warning valid until 8:30 p.m. And this thing is racing off to the east at about 50 miles an hour. We'll turn on the radar so that you can see this is a nasty line of thunderstorms that continues to push in from the west. And this is the only tornado warning that we've got anywhere in the USA at the moment. And so watching this possible tornado that is about to be on the state line of Mississippi coming into West Alabama imminently over the next few minutes. And let me stress, the biggest call to action is at Wilmer and Moffattville. So Wilmer and Moffattville, you need to be implementing those tornado precautions now as we have a possible tornado on your doorstep. Let's put up our graphics for folks in Wilmer first and Moffattville. If you have a basement, get in the basement. But we know that many of you don't. So you want to do the next best thing. You want to get to the lowest floor of a well-built structure, away from windows and away from doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Take a screenshot right now. If you're watching on a tablet or smartphone, use the 2 buttons and take a screenshot on the iPhone so you'll have this list. So important to know what to do. Protect your head if you are in Wilmer or Moffattville as we have a possible tornado. Back over to LD1, and this is going to miss Mobile to the north. All right, there's the city of Mobile. If you're in Mobile or West Mobile, this is going to miss you to the north. This is also going to miss Sims to the north. So no tornado warning right now for the city of Mobile or for areas near Wilmer, or excuse me, Sims, I should say. Sims is out of the polygon. Wilmer is in the polygon. So that means, folks in Wilmer, you need to be taking shelter immediately right now as we have a possible tornado coming in. Let me call out a few road names. This, of course, is the major road, which is US Highway 98. This is going to be US Highway 45 right here. And this is Alabama Highway 217, which is the main north-south drag there from near Sims back up to Georgetown. All those areas, if you live within 5 miles of US Highway 98 near Wilmer, you need a tornado helmet on now, and you need to protect yourself as we have a possible tornado coming in from the west. We'll look at it on velocity. It doesn't look as impressive as it did about 5 minutes ago, and that's going to be the nature of these. These are, you know, very quick hitting tornadoes. They develop quickly and then they go away. This is not going to be a night, most likely, where we see these long track, violent tornadoes. And I see that we have a new severe thunderstorm warning coming on the board. And this is going to include a big chunk of Mobile County, including the city of Mobile. And so a lot going on here, but we're going to break it down for you and tell you exactly what we've got going on. First thing that's brand new is this new severe thunderstorm warning for Mobile, Pritchard, also areas near West Mobile, and Creola. Those are the communities. You've also got Saraland and Satsuma involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see, that goes until 9 o'clock tonight. So 9 o'clock tonight for those communities that I just called out. Just sending that Mobile County severe thunderstorm warning out to our Red Zone Weather app users. And that also is going to include northern Baldwin County. And so what this means is the Weather Service is blanketing this area due to the potential for damaging straight line winds near the city of Mobile in about 30 minutes. Same thing in West Mobile, campus of USA. This does include you in this new severe thunderstorm warning. You've also got areas near Stockton in northern Baldwin County and areas near Tensas and Boonville, which is right there very near McCullough, involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. We also note that Uri, areas near Chrysler, areas near Homewood, rural community in Monroe County near Choctaw Bluff, involved in the new severe thunderstorm warning that's valid until, I believe, 9 o'clock? Yeah, 9 o'clock. So, again, what this means, damaging straight line winds coming in, but the reason we are here is this. This is a tornado warning, and possible tornado is very near US Highway 98 and Wilmer and Moffattville in western Mobile County as of 8:10 p.m. Just looking at a ton of different screens here. If it looks like I'm looking down, I'm actually looking, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens in front of me. He's got several screens in front of him too. We want to make sure we're getting you the latest information. And just to be frank with you, yes, there's a tornado warning out, but this is clearly more of a damaging straight line wind deal at this point. It's going to be so incredibly hard to warn for the tornadoes tonight because these are quick hitting tornadoes that develop, you snap your fingers, boom, they're gone. These are not these Great Plains style, you know, big wedge type tornadoes. No, none of that tonight. These are brief, quick tornadoes. They drop and boom, they're gone. And that may be happening right now near Moffattville. Let's turn on velocity. Yeah, there's still broad evidence of rotation right about here is where you're looking. On the screen, just drew it right about here. Could have a possible tornado, and it's moving just a little bit north of due east. And so on that trajectory, possible tornado is going to be very near Georgetown and Chinchilla over the next few moments. And so again, what we're calling is for folks in Georgetown and Chinchilla specifically, and areas near Moffattville to stay sheltered. And we'll be able to give you an all clear as soon as we can in about, I'm going to say probably 20 minutes or so. But for now, you need to stay in that safe place. This is a possible tornado near Moffattville, moving toward Georgetown and Chinchilla in Mobile County. And Matt, watch those comments. By the way, no matter where you are, whether you're in this tornado warning or not, let us know if your power is off, because we've had several reports over the last few hours. Matt, take me over to LD2 so I can do a few housekeeping things here. This is the whole state. Let's take down the banner and show the whole state, because up around Birmingham over the last hour, they have had kind of an increase in the intensity of the storms up that way. We'll show you that on the localized view. In fact, Matt, if you will, take me over back to LD1. I'll show you that briefly because I know we've got some local interest in the northern part of the state as well. So, nasty storms rolling through Tuscaloosa and Northport now. That band of nasty storms could be producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming into the western part of Jefferson County out toward Hueytown and areas near McCalla over the next few minutes. That's ultimately going to come into downtown Birmingham, Alabaster, back down to Montevallo. You've also got areas near Bessemer, Interstate 459. We also note that the northern part of Bibb County out towards Wilton, Alabama, involved in that severe thunderstorm warning. So I just wanted to show you that briefly. We'll go back into our area, and let me switch the radar to our local radar, which is the Mobile source. There's a quick view of the warnings. Got a severe thunderstorm warning all the way up to Wilcox County, areas near Canton Bend, Camden, areas near Veredenburg, Coy, Pine Hill. You've also got areas near what else is out there? Alberta, Sunny South, Thomasville, Fulton, Grove Hill, Cyrene, Nettleboro, Lower Peachtree, the Old Line Road. You've also got Watley, Grove Hill, Gosport, areas near Suggsville, Alma, Allen, also areas near Jackson, Toddtown. All these places, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that goes until 8:45 p.m. Nasty line of storms, worst of the weather all night for Thomasville, Grove Hill, and Jackson over in Clark County. We'll go back to our tornado warning. And I want to point out, Matt, if you'll cue me up on the wall, I want to point this out because you can clearly see there's kind of a notch right in through here. That could be a developing tornado. So we could have a developing tornado that's moving toward Chinchilla, very near Georgetown, over the next few minutes. Again, we're talking about northern Mobile County right now, and that thing right there could be a tornado. And so we're watching this very carefully in northern Mobile County. Let me stress for our friends in the city of Mobile, the possible tornado is going to pass to your north. And so we're watching this cell in northern Mobile County out towards Chinchilla very carefully. Yeah, the velocity on that is not nearly as impressive as it once was, but there's a notch, and so there clearly is some inflow with this thunderstorm, meaning we could have a tornado drop at any moment. And I see that we're going to be competing with a major national story, but for folks in Mobile County, even if you're watching the national news right now, we would encourage you hang with this tornado warning, especially if you're involved in this specific polygon, this specific tornado warning polygon that runs until 8:30. So we've got 15 more minutes on this for northern Mobile County. And with the reflectivity signature that you're seeing, I suspect that the Weather Service is going to let this continue. I would too. Here's some good news. We can give you an all clear if you're in Wilmer. So if you need to travel on US Highway 98, which is right there at Sims and Wilmer, you can do so. Now keep in mind, there could be damaging straight line winds, but the tornado threat at Wilmer has come to an end. The thing is passing to your north. And so Sims and Wilmer, yes, the weather's about to be bad in your location, but clearly the threat for a tornado is now to your north. And so watching this possible tornado in northern Mobile County, tiny community of Boothtown, very rural part of northern Mobile County. Possible tornado is at Boothtown and Georgetown. This is Alabama Highway 217, right in through here. State Route 217, which is your main north-south drag right there from Georgetown back up to areas south of Citronelle. And this is also going to be an issue for Chinchula over the next few minutes. And so if you're by chance just now tuning in, if you know someone at Chinchula or Gulf Crest, call them now and let them know that we have an active tornado warning for northern Mobile County that includes their communities at this point, as we have a possible tornado approaching 217 from the west. Matt, have you seen anything in the way of damage over the last few minutes? Yeah, I haven't either. I have seen a few reports of trees down. What's that?
There was a power line somewhere.
Let's see.
No power on Thomasville. There's a power line.
Okay, yeah, so the new, what he's referring, is it a, she, excuse me, what she's referring to is the Cuz's gas station, is what that is. So, where was that? The Cuz's gas station, is that the one near Thomasville? Yeah. So, we got damage. Trees down, is that what you said? Just to be clear? Power line, excuse me. Power line down? Power line down. Just having trouble hearing him. Power line down in Thomasville near the new Cuz's gas station. That's presumably right there on the side of Thomasville. And that's presumably due to damaging straight line winds. There is no tornado warning right now, by the way, for Clark or Washington counties. But there is a severe thunderstorm warning in play. And so what that means is you need to be inside, away from windows. This is a deal where if you get trees coming down left and right, you may want to treat it like a tornado warning. I wouldn't fault you for that for a second. So again, watching this very carefully as we have a possible tornado in northern Mobile County. I mean, and you can clearly see that notch. It is very visible on reflectivity. But the velocity is not as impressive, and so that is the encouraging part. And I don't really see anything that would suggest debris being lofted. But nonetheless, we may have 60 mile per hour wind gusts with this storm, regardless of if there's a tornado down or not, over the next few minutes in parts of northern Mobile County. And for those of you that just may be joining us, it's 8:18 p.m. Central Time. And the way it works around here is we go live and we stay live as long as there's a tornado warning in effect for any part of our 12 counties in South Alabama or Northwest Florida. And right now, the only county we got under a warning is northern Mobile County, south of Citronelle, north of Lott, Saraland, and Creola. Possible tornadoes coming in now to areas near Gulf Crest and Chinchula, very near the US Highway 45 corridor. And this thing is going to be up on Gulf Crest in a matter of moments. I have to be honest, the signature on velocity is really falling apart. And I have a sneaking suspicion for everyone across our region, this is a regional view, this is going to end up being more of a deal where we see damaging straight line winds with a few brief embedded tornadoes. Last night, the big question was, all right, are we going to see these supercell type storms that could be more of a, tornado type problem, or are we going to see what we're seeing, which is a QLCS, a squall line, basically, a line of storms? In that case, you typically get more of a threat of damaging straight line winds, and that's what we've seen with these trees down back in Mississippi. I've heard of no reports so far over in West Alabama and Washington or Choctaw counties so far, but again, it's the night. Some of those reports won't be had until the morning, and so we're going to keep watching this very carefully. as this line continues to push through. Let me look at the southern part of this line down below the tornado warning, because I want to make sure we're not going to get another one. I don't really see anything too concerning down there. So what that means, yes, you're going to have some rough weather in Bayou La Battery, Theodore, Grand Bay, San Elmo. What else is down there? You've got D's, Dawes, DIP, all those areas, but there isn't a warning out for Grand Bay or Bayou La Battery at this point, and it's a severe thunderstorm warning, basically from Theodore and Tillman's Corner back up to the north, and so that does include all of the Mobile Metro. So all of the Mobile Metro is under a severe thunderstorm warning at this point. All right, I'm going to throttle that up a little bit. So again, watching this possible tornado in northern Mobile County, and quite frankly, this is more of a damaging wind risk at this point, coming into Chinchula. So be inside, away from windows, no driving on Highway 45 from Citronelle back down to Mobile at this point. As a course of least regret, no driving on US Highway 43. If you know someone that would be driving on US Highway 43 in Mobile County, tell them not to be doing that right now, as we have not only this tornado warning that's going to be, that part of the line is going to be crossing 43 in about 10 minutes, you've also got a severe thunderstorm warning. And I have heard of no reports over the last few minutes from Western Clark or Washington counties, but like it goes, you know, it's tough to get these reports in at night, especially in these areas that don't have much in the way of population. And quite frankly, another challenge that we have over here in this part of West Alabama that we're covering right now, the cell service gets really, really spotty once you get into places like Chatham and Milry, Frankville, Silver Cross, Cullenberg, Toxie. I mean, there's very spotty Verizon and AT&T coverage over there, and so the reports, I suspect, will come in, but it's going to be a bit later. And just keep watching those comments. What was that?
A bunch of debris in the road from Thomasville to on the way to Inwood,
Finally, yeah. So yeah, debris on the roads, that is the norm, and it's going to be the norm as this whole line of storms comes through. We're talking 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts with this particular line of storms. There was some question as to if this would even be higher, maybe 80 to 90 mile per hour winds. Don't think that's going to happen in the next hour anyway. And so we're talking 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe a few brief embedded tornadoes like what we're talking about right now in northern Mobile County, but you know, some of these higher end solutions that had EF2 plus tornadoes, that was more of a conditional threat. And quite frankly, the conditions are not supportive at this point of these long, significant tornadoes. So that's a good bit of information that, you know, has come to pass over the last little bit. Let's show you a wide view across the region just to show you what we're dealing with. This is the thick of it. So this is the worst of the weather of the whole night if you are under this squall line that extends from Pine Hill and Yellow Bluff. That's right there on Alabama Highway 10. If you're familiar with that area, you know that you've got the large paper mill right there on Alabama Highway 10. I always forget if it's International Paper or GP or Weyerhaeuser. I don't know who has that mill, but right about here is where you have a paper mill. And if you live near that big paper mill to the west of Camden, you're about to have some pretty rough weather. 60 mile per hour winds, possible gusty winds, very heavy rain, torrential rain, along with lots of lightning as well. The lightning has really ramped up in this part of the storm that's currently coming through Watley. Watley is down there at the bottom of the hill. You go just a little bit to the west of Grove Hill, or excuse me, to the east of Grove Hill, I apologize. You get to Watley. And there's a railroad that runs from Thomasville back down to Jackson. It goes through Watley to the east of Grove Hill. And if you live near that Norfolk Southern Railroad track, you know that the weather's pretty bad right now. We're talking wind gusts around 60 miles an hour. Yeah, that signature, that is a damaging straight line wind signature right there in eastern Clark County. And so watching this situation very carefully in eastern Clark County as well, I mean, that is just as classic of a squall line as you'll ever see coming through West Alabama. And they're going to let the tornado warning go in Mobile County. So it is now 8:26. Just sent out an alert to our friends in eastern Clark County as we're watching this line of storms, nasty line of storms. I mean, we're talking wind gusts up around 70 miles an hour in that specific zone. Let's go back down to Mobile County. So we got 4 more minutes on the tornado warning. And what I want to do is give some all clears out because the line of storms has now passed through Moffattville and Wilmer, all clear for the whole night in Moffattville and areas near Boothtown, all clear. The main line of storm says passed and you're done. You got 4 more minutes. We're going to wait until this warning goes off the screen, but the Weather Service is clearly making the right decision as the circulation has fallen apart. So this is now going to be a deal where we have damaging straight line winds coming through the core of Mobile County, specifically in the city of Mobile, Pritchard, Saraland, Satsuma. You've also got areas near West Mobile, Crichton, the campus of the University of Mobile, the campus of the University of South Alabama, all of those areas. Nasty storms. We're talking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts being possible. Quite frankly, this segment of the line in Mobile County doesn't look as robust compared to what's happening up here in Clark County. There's really two, I'm going to draw this out on the screen for you. There's really 2 areas of the line. One is right here in Clark. The other is in northern Mobile County, passing north of the city of Mobile. Those are the 2 hot spots that I'm going to be watching over the next few minutes as we have this line of storms working its way across our region. Matt, take me back over to LD2, please, and we'll show you the whole state. Because what's happening, this line of storms continues to push across the region, prompting several severe thunderstorm warnings in parts of central and north Alabama over the last few minutes. Just to kind of give you a heads up quickly up there, you've got parts of Morgan, Marshall, Coleman, Jefferson, Walker, Tuscaloosa, Bibb, Shelby, Chilton, Perry, Hale, and Dallas counties involved in active severe thunderstorm warnings up in central and north Alabama. So that includes places like Coleman, Boaz, Hartselle, Birmingham, Warrior. You've also got areas out near Jasper, Bessemer, Wilton, Centerville, Brent, Marion, Selma, Valley Grande, also areas near Billingsley and Isabella. All those areas are involved in a severe thunderstorm warning in central Alabama. Back down to our part of the line in South Alabama and northwest Florida. Let's go back to LD1. We'll take you to the high-res radar. This is a nasty thunderstorm pushing into Monroe County. You want to be inside and away from windows, certainly, if you are in Monroe County, as we have this line of severe storms pushing in. First part of the county that's going to be impacted is out here on Alabama Highway 41, one of my favorite roads in all of our region. That is one of the most beautiful parts of our region in terms of the hilly terrain out there in the Red Hills of Monroe County. And that part of Monroe County is about to get walloped by 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, a lot of lightning. Let's see how much lightning. If we can put our counter on, Matt, I may have to get you to take me back over in a moment to this other source so we can count. Yeah, there we go, the lightning. Let's go over to LD2 and I'll count the lightning. Yeah, there's your counter. In this specific part of Alabama, in Monroe and Clark counties, 378 strikes of lightning just in the last 5 minutes. So that's a lot of lightning. And that's coming into areas near Finchburg, Franklin, Keith, Scratch Ankle, areas near Veredenburg, Lower Peachtree, and Gosport. Nasty storm. We'll come back to that in just a moment. Let's go back over to LD1 because I do want to work this line down into Mobile County. Here's some good news. If you're in northern Mobile County, we'll give you an all clear from the tornado warning. All right, so the tornado warning is done in Mobile County. All clear from the imminent tornado threat. in Mobile County. That is positive news. That's what we want to see. Quite frankly, there is still indication that there could be some rotation up lofted in the atmosphere, but it's very weak at this point. And so that certainly is a good thing. Let's work the line down into Jackson County, Mississippi. I don't see anything down in Jackson County that would warrant a warning. So that's good. There is just nothing there. Check this product quickly. Yeah, nothing on our debris tracker that would suggest a tornado. So we're down at this point to having a severe thunderstorm warning, and this includes many counties across our region. The next county in line to have issues is going to be Baldwin County. And you've got the northern part of the county already under a severe thunderstorm warning that's valid until 9 o'clock. And so what's going to happen, you're going to get a new severe thunderstorm warning for the rest of Baldwin County, most likely, or part of it anyway, specifically for areas north of I-10 in the next little bit. So that's something we're going to be watching as well. In fact, the Weather Service just updated that. Let me check and see. Yeah, they're still suggesting 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts being possible in Mobile and Baldwin counties, specifically coming into the city of Mobile in about 10 minutes. Pritchard, Brookley Field, I should say. You've also got Seven Hills. The Mobile Regional Airport is right here. You've also got areas near Crichton, the Orchard neighborhood, Sims, Mauvilla. All those areas could have gusty winds up around 60 miles an hour over the next little bit. We'll work the line going north. There should be no travel at this point. No travel at this point on Interstate 65 from Mobile all the way back up to Atmore. And Atmore is, of course, exit 57 right there at the casino. So no travel on Interstate 65 is what we're calling from exit 1, right there where 65 goes into Interstate 10, all the way back up to the Atmore exit, which is exit 57, because we may have damaging straight line winds. And what that means is if you know someone that would be driving on the Dolly Parton Bridge, you need to call them and let them know, don't be traveling, all right? It's a bad time to be on that high-rise bridge. And I think we can be a little more candid since we don't have any tornado warnings at the moment. I'll be honest with you, I don't like driving on that bridge even on a nice blue sky day. It's so high. But you certainly don't want to be traveling on it if you've got 60-mile-per-hour winds at the surface, because you may have 70 or 80-mile-per-hour winds just that high off the ground. That bridge is probably, I'm going to guess, about 150 feet high at the peak over the Mobile River, the Dolly Parton Bridge. So you don't want to be driving on that. We'll work the line up here in parts of Washington County. Hey, here's some good news. Yes, it's raining like cats and dogs in McIntosh and Calvert on US Highway 43, but in about 10 minutes, we're going to be able to give our first county all clear to Washington County. Can't do it yet, but we're close, all right? So we're close in Washington County, and then second is going to be Clark. We can go ahead and give an all clear to Choctaw County. So if you are in Choctaw County, Alabama, it's early. It certainly seems early compared to some of these events that we've had over the last few weeks and months, but all clear for Choctaw County. You are done with the severe weather risk for the whole night, and you can go to bed in peace. There is literally no threat of severe weather at this point for Choctaw or for Marengo County. Marengo County, all clear. I realize you still have this yellow shading of the tornado watch, but the threat has gone down to 0 for Marengo County. So all clear for Choctaw and Marengo counties, and let's give it 10 more minutes in Washington County, and we'll be able to give an all clear for all of Washington County. Let's go back into our line, working this from north to south at this point. This is Wilcox County, and nasty storms are happening near Yellow Bluff, coming into Camden over the next few minutes. The storms could be producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Same thing in the southern part of Wilcox County, out towards the community of Coy. Also here in Wilcox County, right there near the county line, near Beredenburg, could have 60-mile-per-hour winds over the next few minutes. No travel is advised on Alabama Highway 41 extending from Camden to Monroeville. No travel either on Alabama 21 from Camden to Monroeville. And I see that the Weather Service in Birmingham has just canceled several counties out of their tornado watch. And so that's going to include Sumter, Greene, Hale, and Marengo. Those counties are now behind the line, and the tornado watch has just been canceled for those counties. We'll work the line here in Clark County. Nasty storms right now at Packers Bend, Alabama. Packers Bend. I went out to, there's a school right there at Packers Bend, and I think it's Packers Bend Elementary School. Actually, I think they brand it as Monroe Intermediate School. And it's kind of an interesting situation because that school is right here in the northwestern corner of Monroe County. So again, keep in mind, the school is in Monroe County, but to get there, you actually have to go through Clark County because the ferry that used to cross the Alabama River right there at Packers Bend shut down. So, you know, we got teachers that live in Monroeville that are going out to Monroe Intermediate School. They used to have a 30 to 45 minute commute. Now they have about an hour and a half to 2 hour commute because they have to go all around the world to get to the school. Hopefully the state can get that ferry situation resolved. But again, nasty storms coming through that area at Packers Bend and Chance and Cyrene and Gosport. Very beautiful part of US Highway 84. You go down into those valleys around the Alabama River, down into the zone there at Gosport. There are so many silos. I used to, when I was a kid, my folks would shuttle me from Thomasville to Bruton and vice versa, and there are about 100 silos between Grove Hill and Monroeville. Many silos right there at Gosport. And if you're at Gosport, just know damaging straight line winds possible over the next few minutes. Same thing in southern Clark County near Gainestown and areas near Carlton. That's down there near Choctaw Bluff. And again, just watching this situation very carefully, looking at a few other sources. 8:37 p.m. Central Time on this Fat Tuesday, the peak of Mardi Gras. And of course, we have this nasty line of storms coming through that could be producing damaging straight line winds. Let's go back down to our friends in Mobile County. This is going to rapidly get into the northern part of Baldwin County, very near Tensaw and Stockton over the next 5 minutes. And so damaging straight line winds are the concern. Let me stress, I know that we got a lot of folks watching, but let me stress we have no tornado warnings, all right? No tornado warnings for any part of southwest Alabama or northwest Florida. This is strictly a damaging straight line wind event at this point. We did come on the air for this tornado warning that was in effect for Mobile County, but that has since been allowed to expire. And in its wake, we have a long line of storms, still a lot left to go, but no tornado warnings as of 8:38 p.m. So let's work the line. Again, we'll kind of start in the south and go north this time. Looks like the line has cleared out of Louisiana or is about to. That's the mouth of the Mississippi River right there. And at the end of that is one more county in a tornado watch over in Louisiana. Here's that closer to home. You got Jackson County, Mississippi. Storms are about to clear out of Mississippi entirely, and we'll be able to give the entirety of the state of Mississippi an all clear once these storms clear through Keesler Air Force Base, Pascagoula, and into Alabama. Nasty line of storms at Big Creek Lake right now in western Mobile County and Tanner Williams. Nasty storms could be producing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds over the next few minutes coming into the heart of the Mobile Metro. And so this is not a tornado warning. You don't need to necessarily have your helmet on or anything like that, but you do need to be inside. You don't need to be driving. Absolutely no driving on the Dolly Parton Bridge of Interstate 65 at this point as nasty storms continue to come in. Matt, any reports from you? All right, if you'll take me over here, please. I want to do a few quick housekeeping things here to see what we've got going on Twitter. I see that we do have some wind being reported in southeast Mississippi from a storm chaser there. Yeah, and the Weather Service is just noting that the environment remains conducive for tornadoes over the next several hours as this line continues to move to the southeast. Let me put this on a view where it's the whole view. And if you'll take down that banner, please, so that we can show everyone what we've got going on. Line of storms extending from Camden to Watley and Gosport down into Mobile County. This is about to clear out of Clark County, and it's about to clear out of Washington County, and those counties will get an all clear for the whole night, and it will be done. And yeah, just seeing several reports here of wind across the region. It has been a windy day. I see that we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. So that's what you're going to hear. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to include Monroeville. So what we're going to do is get that out real quick to our folks watching in Monroe County. Nasty storms are entering your county at this point. This new severe thunderstorm warning also is going to include Forest Home and Butler County, and it's going to be in effect until 9:45 p.m. So this is Monroe County at 9:45, and this is going to include all of Monroe County. And so just sending out that app alert to our friends in Monroe County. Current time is 8:42 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Matthew Morgan. Let's tell you who's involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning, because this is a deal where we have 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts being possible over the next few minutes in parts of Monroe County specifically. Right now, the nasty line of storms extends from Franklin and Finchburg down into Gosport, coming into Purdue Hill over the next few minutes, Gainestown, Choctaw Bluff as well. So this really is in the western part of Mobile County, or excuse me, Monroe County, I apologize, western part of Monroe County at the moment. And this is going to be a deal that rapidly comes into Monroeville in about 20 or so minutes. And again, this is not a tornado warning, all right? This is a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning. And so the idea here is, you know, we're not doing a call to action as much as we're just telling you, hey, you need to be inside and away from windows, and you don't want to be driving. So we're calling no driving on US Highway 84 from Evergreen back over to Grove Hill. Same thing on Alabama Highway 21 from Huxford back up to Camden. No driving on 21. No driving on 41, Alabama Highway 41, extending from Vredenburg back down to areas near Repton and Range. Can't be driving at the moment in those areas. Matt, have you seen anything over the last few moments in the comments that would be pertinent to share? Because I'm not seeing anything on my end necessarily. No? Okay. And again, it's the middle of the night almost. It's tough to get these reports in from areas not only that are quite rural in West Alabama, but also we're obviously battling darkness. And so very tough to get in reports on a night like tonight with this severe line of storms coming through. What brought us on the air was a tornado warning earlier, but now we have no active tornado warnings for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida. And again, just shooting it to you straight, the line of storms up here in Monroe County seems to be a little bit more potent. Could have maybe 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts, perhaps, coming into Monroeville over the next few minutes. This is going to be out near Mexie, Purdue Hill, Frisco City, XL, McGargle. Again, we're talking 60 to 70 mile per hour straight line wind gust. And so you don't want to be in a mobile home, you don't want to be in a car. If you're in a mobile home, you need to get to a site-built structure. These are nasty winds coming in from the west. And we get a lot of folks who get kind of, you know, frustrated in saying, oh, well, I took shelter, but nothing happened. Well, that's good. That's what we want to happen. We want to be able to give you a warning And in a lot of these warnings, we get verification. Something happens. But that doesn't mean that something's going to happen across a whole county. But if you get a tree coming through your house, whether it's a site-built house or a mobile home, you got problems. And so we encourage everyone in Monroe County to be inside and don't be driving as we have this severe thunderstorm coming in. Let's go back down to Mobile County. If you are at Baker High School or areas near Baker High School out towards Mobile Regional Airport, the line of storms is coming in now, and it could be rough. We're talking 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this over the next few minutes as this line continues to work in from the west. And one thing to note is once this line clears through your location, you get an all clear. The line itself will probably only last about 30 minutes in any given spot. And so, you get 30 minutes of nasty weather and then boom, you're done for the night. That's how it's working tonight. Here's some good news. I am comfortable with the radar presentation to give our first all clear. And it's time to do that in Washington County, Alabama. So again, we are calling all clear for all parts of Washington County, Alabama. You can go to bed in peace. There is no more threat of severe weather. You can turn us off if you're in Washington County. Of course, if you want to keep watching, you can, but no need to if you're in Washington County at this point, as the storms have now cleared out of the southeast, and you're good in Washington County. We'll be sending out an app alert shortly for Washington County indicating an all clear. Let's look at our whole state view, and I'll show you the watch warning map. Look at this. We got severe thunderstorm warnings all the way up to basically Decatur. Long line of storms coming through Birmingham now or shortly. I'll call out some of these counties involved in these severe thunderstorm warnings, and that means we got nasty weather coming through. Morgan, Marshall, DeKalb, Blount, Coleman, St. Clair, Jefferson, Shelby, Bibb, Chilton, Perry, and Dallas in central Alabama. In our local area, Wilcox, Butler, Conecuh, Monroe, Mobile, and Baldwin counties under a severe thunderstorm warning. And it's because of this nasty line of storms continues working its way to the east at about 50 miles an hour. This thing is wasting no time moving off to the east. And so we're encouraging everyone in advance of the line to stay weather aware and know that we may have more in the way of nasty weather a bit later. Again, the only county locally that we've cleared so far is Washington County in West Alabama. We'll be able to give Clark County an all clear in about 10 minutes once storms clear out to the east. Can't do that yet, but that's 2 counties that we'll be able to give an all clear to by the time we get to 9 o'clock. So it's now 8:48 p.m. We have no tornado warnings for any part of southwest Alabama or northwest Florida. We're going to be watching this radar like a hawk. And what I'm going to do is go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. I have to save my voice because I suspect we may have 1 or 2 more warnings. That's not out of the question. And if we do, of course, we'll come straight back on YouTube Live and Facebook Live to bring you the very latest. This line of storms will continue to move to the east, and next in line to get this nasty weather is Beatrice, Monroeville, Excel, Frisco City, Tensaw, Stockton, also areas near the city of Mobile, Pritchard, also areas near Navco, and you've also got the Eastern Shore, not in a warning just yet, but I suspect you're going to get a severe thunderstorm warning shortly. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm Spinks Megginson with Matthew Morgan saying goodbye for now. We'll be back with more warnings a bit later.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone Weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.